bringing the people behind our food to life.
When my father first brought his grapes to Oregon in 1965, he knew he had a 5-year wait ahead of him. It took a year for those cuttings, basically bare sticks that he brought up here from California, to grow roots and leaves and be robust enough to put in the ground. After he planted them, it then took them 4 years to grow up and to be trained out onto the wires the way they are now, and to produce their first crop. And so that first crop was 1970. This vineyard here provides about 30% of our Pinot Noir. All of our reserve wines come from this original vineyard. We also pull aside a little bit of the produce from these older vines to put into our estate wines, our lower priced wines. And that is because these vines, they're really part of Eyrie, and they really have a strong statement. And it's really not Eyrie unless there's a component in every one of our wines. And so this vineyard is really the heart, it's the core of what we do here at Eyrie. Grapevines are a little bit like people. As they grow older, their productivity decreases. They stop yielding so much, but the quality of what they do increases. The vines naturally produce fewer clusters, and those clusters have smaller berries. But the quality, the intensity of the flavors from those smaller berries is much greater. And we'll keep farming these vines for as long as they continue to give us fruit. When I look at these grapevines, they're kind of like the siblings in my family. They're like my stepbrothers and stepsisters. And there really is a family bond with the vines. We certainly rely on them for our economic sustenance. But we also feel the need to pay it back. And so, even though this vineyard doesn't produce the yields that an accountant would say that it should in order to remain viable, we will continue to farm these vines and we'll continue to keep this vineyard going for as long as we can. Because it doesn't just represent the wines that are made from these vines, which are great. It also represents a really unique era in the history of Oregon, in the history of Pinot Noir in this site. And so I feel that it's my duty to keep that going for as long as possible.